But I used to avoid sales calls like the plague, and I really enjoy them now. I actually really enjoy them because I've just got to realise that I don't need to do anything other than connect with the person that's in front of me. The only reason I used to get really stressed out about sales calls and used to avoid them like the plague was because I used to think that my feelings were coming from the person on the other side. Like if they said no, that would say something about my products or services. But actually, them saying no says nothing about me. Them saying no says more about where they are in that given moment. I'll give you an example. It was a very recent one actually. I had a chat with a lady recently, and at the end of the call I said, would you be open to having another conversation? And she said to me, no, I'm not. And I said, okay. And I said, well, why not? She goes, because I will never be coached by you. And I find that a really interesting thing to say, because I was like, well, I got curious about that. And I said, well, what makes you think that? And she goes, well, I just don't want to be coached by you. And in the past, I would have freaked out about that. Like, to me, that would have been the biggest insult. It would have been the worst thing in the world. It would have meant something about me. I would have spent all my time in a place of insecurity. But I got to see that her saying that said nothing about me or my coaching skills or anything like that. It said more about where she was in her head in that given moment and where she was coming from. Now granted, you know, you could say, well, how come you didn't get her to a place of peace and stillness for her to actually come to that? Well, I've also come to see recently something about that too, which is that it's not my job to expect anything from the other person on the other end of the call. The only job I have to do is connect. And if the only job we have to do is connect, then sales no longer becomes a sales call, it becomes a connection call instead. And that to me was such a big revelation, because I actually love connecting with people, so it was an easy deal. And so now I'm like, yep, let's get on a call and see what happens. If they decide to go for it, great. If not, it's no biggie. It really is no biggie. And it doesn't matter. In the big scheme, it really doesn't matter. Because to truly be in service, the only thing that I can really think of to be in service is just to be really connected to that person.